You're obviously someone who got some enjoyment from guns and having some sort of collection of guns.
See, enjoyment, I had a necessity for.
So it wasn't that. So hold on. So it wasn't that you enjoyed going to the range or shooting or anything like that.
Nah. I shot mine at the time. You know what I mean?
So it was just for protection from threats.
Yeah.
Did you really feel like you needed that amount of artillery? Because one of the issues is, you know, I'm not anti-gun. I feel like if you feel like you need to keep your family safe, and that's what you got to have in your crib, and that's what you got to have.
Even though they don't keep your family safe, statistics show. But continue on.
That's for those who don't know how to use them and know who don't properly store and storage them.
But statistics show that just happens quite a bit.
Statistics show that human beings are naturally irresponsible, but that don't mean you should go along with just doing that because that's what statistics show.
No, that's true. That's true.
But on the assault rifle conversation,
okay.
Do you ever feel like there's a necessity to have that much artillery in your home where you're shooting off hundreds and hundreds of rounds?
I understand that.
Because part of the issue that happened in Connecticut was the fact that this person was able to shoot hundreds of rounds at children.
They said six shots a second or something like that.
Right. So I believe in banning assault rifles for civilians.
Understood. See, now, and this is my problem with stepping in right now and the ban of anything. Then see what that does is that means only the criminals are going to be allowed to have this particular
because they'll
item.
Purchase illegal.
Because right now it's criminals that can't have assault rifles, pistols, fullies, or nothing, and they got them and they know they can't have them. So you think if they ban them, what, it's gonna be double illegal for me now? I'm still gonna carry mine. See, so if the illegals have them, I think the legals must have them. Because at this point now, it depends on, and the ban of assault rifles and the need or necessity for assault rifles, it depends on the area in the country you are. You know what I mean?
So you believe there's a neighborhood in America
hell yeah,
where it makes sense for you to walk around with an assault rifle or have it in your home?
It don't make sense for you to walk around with it, but it makes sense for you to have it because if you hear that door kick in that front room and you know these people around here, these folk playing with AKs and AR. Now you coming out there, man, you could be, you know what I'm saying, you could be some extra military trained and you can have a standard 40 issue and you can get yours out. But for the most part, man, them folk coming in, they spraying everything, man. 50 rounds in the drum, man. I know how they play because I was playing with them. You know what I'm saying? So if I know that how they playing, then get what? I'm gonna have to play like that too. I'm gonna have to be prepared.
So what do you do then for the legal? Then in your mind, would you say make it a much more rigorous process for people to get those weapons? Because in the case of this woman, she had a son who obviously was not well in the head.
I'm saying that the process. I'm saying that the policies and procedures that are now in place, they are in place to protect America from people who look like us. You know what I mean? All of the things, you know, you gotta have if you get one felony and this, that, and the other. But see, all these people going in here doing these massacres ain't no felonies. You know what I'm saying? For the Virginia Tech,
but they're not mentally well.
But wait a minute, hold up.
But you're just saying they're crazy.
But
people.
They're crazy people.
I'm not saying they're crazy people. I'm just saying that the people who look like me ain't the ones necessarily to be looked at. Now it's a different enemy in America right now, and you can't. And you can't just say that because they don't have a felony.
No, I agree. It's not just about that though. What I'm saying
I honestly think that should be just like a not even more higher standards than a driver license. Just like when you go to driver license, you got to take a test. You got to read a book or something. You know what I'm saying?
In some places in America, it's very easy to walk in with a driver's license and get a gun.
I've lived in those places in North Carolina, Virginia. Yeah,
man,
you can go on Target.
I ain't gonna call that. But I'm just saying, man. When I was 13, 14, man, I was running around with them, and it wasn't nothing to get them.
So the streets, you hear that expression all the time, quote unquote. They say T.I. lost the streets, quote unquote, because when you had your legal situation, you told.
Yeah.
What's your response to that?
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, man, you know what I'm saying? I go with the G code.
Okay.
And the G code tells us this is in prison and everything. You know what I'm saying? In prison, what they do, we have paperwork parties. You know what I'm saying? In prison, you have cars. A car is like whatever you running with. You know, so because I was in Fed Pen, so it's like everybody moved from everywhere. Everybody sent from everywhere. It ain't like just people from New York or just people from here and there. So the Georgia car. You know, the Georgia crew. When you get there, your crew come to make sure you have everything you need, you know what I'm saying? They speak to you, and then, but you have to produce your paperwork so they will know how to you know what I'm saying, align themselves with
right,
you.
because if you're a snitch or you told, then you don't get the pass.
And you don't get something. I mean, it depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people who go in there show no telling, and they got, you know, they be like, yeah, and what?
They pay for that, though.
I rock, and what you gonna do? You know, some of them make it and some of them don't. Or I've seen people say, hey, you know what? Look, man, you got to go check in. When they say check in, I mean, you got to go turn yourself into the hole and say, man, I can't walk this compound or else it's not safe for me.
And you're saying T.I. was able to walk the compound?
Man, absolutely, home. I ain't never been in no. When I got in trouble, they put me in said. But I ain't never been in no segregation, man. I always been in gin pop all the time.
So
you know
for the people,
I turned in my paperwork, and when you turn in your paperwork, they look at it. It's called a paperwork party. They look at it on the yard. Everybody get to observe it and whatnot, and they know exactly what to look for. You know what I'm saying? Your court minutes. That means every time you done walked in the courtroom, what you have said, what the judge said, your plea agreement. That means in order for you to get this plea, what it is, you got to come forth with, and they got to submit this stuff. Your docket sheet. You know what I'm saying? All of these things. And by the way, anyone who want to have if you want to have a online a Wi-Fi paperwork party, man, my Clifford J. Harris, 594-58-019 is my number.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Guys, I'm a different kind of lost right now.
Seriously, so, I don't have any paperwork.
Party.
Nor have I ever been on the
I'll explain it.
And I walked the compound, both my bids. And if I would have left, and then while I was gone, they found out something funny, and I came back. I walked the compound, both my bids, home.
Yeah.
And I ain't in no gang where nobody just got no reason to protect me. I'm not no Muslim. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, for real. This is, anyway, back to the G Code. The G Code clearly states if you don't have overwhelming evidence to where, and who am I gonna be able to tell on, and they not say in prison right now, T.I. put me here.
Right.
Who is that? Who is that? You know what I'm saying? One of the bigger drug dealers I ever knew was Big Meech. You know what I'm saying? And Big Meech, he said publicly, hey man, I don't know why folks talking about my guy, because you know what I'm saying, this is absolutely false and not true, and whatever the blase woo. And you know, everybody want to believe that, because if they would have got caught in them circumstances, that's what would have happened to them.
That's a shot.
They would have done.
Shots fired.
They